Hey guys, so immediately recording that small part of part 1. If you've watched that towards the end of the campaign, I already did all the raptures, so it's only the rewards below the north. So from the last one, there was a castle with Scorpion in Chatterbox parts. I'm fairly certain there's something here, but I'm not entirely sure. I think I will need to dig to find out what for sure, but honestly, I have no idea where to start. I should have set aside a day to try digging. I would assume that it is Leviathan, Behemoth, or their other two comrades. Right in the list.
Proceeding to target.
Now then, let's get this show on the road. Does anyone here know how to make videos by any chance? Well, there goes all that confidence. And you were doing so well. First and foremost, nothing is ever going to come out of that video. It's dry as dirt. If we want to get more eyeballs watching, we need to win people over with some other videos. Remember when we made that promotional video for the Aegis Squad? Yeah, but the commander filmed all that. We only came up with the idea.
You mean the one that was shown at the boat party? That video is the stuff of legend. Unfortunately, it got a bit buried under all the press surrounding the terror attacks. But it's still become something of a cult favorite.
I think what they're talking about is from Helm's advisory or counseling session story. Either from that or from her favorite item. I think it's from her counseling story.
I suppose that makes sense. Anyway, does that mean there's no one here who knows how to make videos? If that's the case, I guess we have no choice but to outsource. Let's see. I know how to do it. You do?
Yes, I've made several promotional videos in the past.
Are you talking about the promos for Elysian? Those are all a bit too... how do I put this? Fire and brimstone for my liking.
No, those videos were made by the marketing team.
Then what videos did you make?
Something similar.
Why do I not entirely believe you?
Where I excel is the editing process, stitching together pre-existing footage. I'm not as strong when it comes to ideas.
So, as long as someone else points you in the right direction and provides some footage, you'll be good to go?
Yes.
Then there's no problem at all. I'm practically a wellspring of ideas. You know, a little modesty never hurt anyone. That means our only problem is finding source material. Yeah. What kind of video are we aiming for? As the wellspring from which all ideas flow, I've got something in mind. Oh, I forgot to take a picture.
What picture?
Of Dorothy. What are you up to now? Nothing strange. Don't worry. Irie,
Yes?
if you get me a photo of Dorothy, I'll pretend I didn't see you secretly copying her fingerprints.
Oh, what? Oh, wait, that's illegal. You can't do that.
Oh, could you give me a voice sample while you're at it? You do realize that it's illegal to possess a pilgrim's personal data, don't you?
Fine. I'll get you what you need.
Thanks. And if you could be so kind, delete all the other information you gathered.
I will.
What in the world are you two talking about? Should I explain?
No, I'll tell her. When Dorothy touched my phone, I copied her fingerprints. I also secretly took several photos and recorded her voice.
Dang, you're not just a fan, you're a fanatic.
Not in the slightest. I was merely pretending to be a fan of hers.
To what aim?
Since Dorothy is a NIKKE, she must have been built using technology found in the Ark. I wanted to analyze her voice and fingerprints to uncover her past records. To be precise, it's not exactly a fingerprint, more like a ballistic analysis. I wanted to figure out what her body is composed of, whether there is any damage, and if there is, if those damage patterns correlate with any specific areas or weapons. My phone screen has a rudimentary analysis tool built into it. Since she only touched it briefly, I wasn't able to get any detailed information, but what I did get was still worth securing.
Why do you say that?
A pilgrim conveniently pops out of nowhere to save the Ark, just in the nick of time. And now she's running her own TV channel? I'd be crazy not to be suspicious of that. I thought investigating her past might reveal something. Everyone has some skeletons in their closet. That's our team motto. If we're unable to uncover what Dorothy did in the past, we can better ascertain what her goals might be.
Why are you so obsessed with digging up dirt on her?
Because we're the inspection unit. Digging into people's past is what we excel at.
Is that why you joined up with us on this little venture?
No, I only got curious when I met Dorothy face to face. However, since Neon caught me, I'll have to wait for another chance.
Ha! You won't get past my supervision. My suggestion is not to try anything like that again.
If I'm being honest, I find you two most suspicious of all. You're being awfully chummy with an unidentified pilgrim. And you're cooperating with her without knowing what her intentions are.
What? Are you worried that Dorothy might destroy the Ark or something?
Oh,
She might.
I hope she does.
What?
What do you think, Neon? Will that work? Yep, this should do the trick. Now then, Avistar.
Yes?
From now on, I'm the brain and you're the muscle. I'll think and you make.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, let's do this, my fellow bespectacled friend.
Oh, I've got glasses too. Can I join?
Of course. Welcome to the Spectacles Alliance. Huh. I just realized I'm the only one here who doesn't wear glasses.
You're only realizing that now? At any rate, could you please leave? This area is for Spectacles Alliance members only.
What the? You all came here in the first place because you wanted to help me.
I was going to say something, but I forgot. Okay, let's see what this gives. Swarm nest. From the sky, from the land, from the sea to the I give up.
Encounter.
Now I wanted to make it rhyme.
Securing victory for their subjects. Is it
All right.
coming? Proceeding.
The story will be rewritten into a tale that's happy and the bubbles will engaging with the enemy.
It is not becoming to rush. I will go slowly.
Slowly it is. Oh, back to the surface. The Amarillo Internal Maintenance Room.
So, this is the engine room? There's all sorts of cool stuff in here.
Don't even get me started. The ship is packed stem to stern with all kinds of important machinery. And cleaning it all is a nightmare.
Yeah, but the microwave generator is great for heating up frozen food.
What's in that corner?
That label, is that alcohol? You scoundrels, are you smuggling booze?
No, I have no idea what that's doing there.
I want Masti's real voice actor back.
It's rum. Would it be alright if I try some later?
Huh? Is that really you, Rappy?
I would appreciate it if you taught me more about this rum.
Alright, I'll treat you to some.
I'll prepare some snacks. You're all gonna love my starfish omurice.
While we're at it, let's set a date. What time works for everyone?
How about after this operation? I've heard that drinking on the deck makes everything taste better.
You know what's up. It certainly does. Especially when you're sneaking a few nips away from Helm's prying eyes. The taste is heaven. I mean, hypothetically speaking, that is.
Wow, quite a few of the machines here are made by Nihilister. Then again, I suppose it's not that surprising for you guys to be using another company's technology. The quality speaks for itself, after all. There are even some with the Matisse emblem on them. How did you manage to get these? It's tough even for us to get our hands on dedicated Matisse machinery.
Maxwell quietly surveys the surroundings. I do the same, loosely following Maxwell's gaze. A part of the maintenance room is filled with machines containing the emblems for Nihilister and Matisse. So, are they separate or are they separate but both working together? Like under the same company but two different groups. Could this be for...
No way.
We brought all the necessary equipment for upgrading Matisse.
Overspec? Overspec? Maxwell, Drake, and La Paz? Imagine how they would look like.
Everything is in perfect working condition, so you can use it straight away. OMG! Power! power upgrade? I'm already at peak power. There's no need for an upgrade. We worked really hard to haul all this stuff here. We'd be pretty bummed if you didn't use it. Well, in that case, I suppose I'll use it.
How did you all manage to pull this off?
This surface exploration is the most important operation currently being carried out by the Ark. Elysian, Misillus, and even private companies are all eager to participate in some capacity. Surface exploration has been a long-cherished goal of the Ark. Any progress made during this exploration, no matter how small, will solidify a company's reputation within the Ark. Although there were some hiccups, such as the E2 crystal being secured by Pathfinder and the dark matter being obtained by Absolute, surface exploration is still regarded as Elysian's forte.
In that case, Suen must have had a hell of a time getting us to be the ones chosen for this mission.
Actually, Matisse are the only ones who could have been sent up here. If it had been any other squad, the request would almost certainly have been denied. Elysian's squad was originally supposed to join this operation, but Suen contacted our boss. She asked if the Matisse upgrade facility, which had been planned for some time, could be sent aboard the Admire.
Suen did that?
Anyway, is anyone else hungry? It hurts to admit this, but you're right. The Aegis squad isn't the best fit for this operation. We're not near the ocean, and this isn't a naval battle. The main reason we were deployed was to bring you these upgrade facilities.
I dunno. It's not such a bad deal. In exchange for us providing support, Misillus has agreed to cover the maintenance costs of the Admire for a while.
That will keep us afloat for a while yet.
So, in order to ensure that Matisse was the top contributor in this operation, Ingrid made a sacrifice.
I didn't realize Ingrid and Suen were that close.
Considerate loyalty among fellow CEOs. Ingrid has always believed that CEOs need to stick together. Maybe she hopes that doing this will help that moronic Suen grow up.
Hell, do you know what Suen said to Ingrid?
From what I heard, she got on her hands and knees in front of all the secretaries and record keepers.
Suen? On her knees?
I would pay to see that.
I knew the situation was bad, but I didn't realize it was that dire.
I can't believe this. This isn't the time to hesitate. I can't believe she went that far for us. Laplace! Drake! Did you hear that? Suen may be an arrogant shrew, but she crawled on her hands and knees in order to get us this opportunity. The very woman who made us. Oh, the humiliation she must have endured. How can we ever repay her?
What do you mean? Isn't it obvious? We fulfill our roles as the ultimate heroes. Obviously, I've got issues with the terminology, but I'll play along.
Get ready. It's time to power up.
Wow, how majestic.
So, not in overspec.
Watch over me.
and power up or upgrade. Also,
The bubbles will show us the way.
I've been withholding information from you guys. I think in the in interview the owner of this game or some high figure said that the Matisse squad is a upgrade or power up as they said in the story, not in overspec. Oh, near the volcano, so Nihilister. Yes, fire dragon, it says right there. So okay. So the castle, Crown's Kingdom. Okay, that will make sense. It will make sense. Indivilia and Chatterbox will be. I think they found those. Well, whoever found it, Leviathan or Behemoth, would have seen Indivilia and Chatterbox scouting the area. But since it's parts, I would assume this is after the battle where Crown and Indivilia clashed with Scarlet, Snow White, Rapunzel, Kilo, Talos, and Madarina versus Individia and Chatterbox, along with the Raptures. So I would assume these notes or that note is after the battle. The last one, it was I forgot, but it was something about finding something that has to be digged up, which I do not know what that means. Maybe I'll look back into it. So near the volcano, there are several parts near the volcano, presumed to belong to the fire dragon. While they are few in number, they should be collected to their value. But what are these parts doing there? It seems that unlikely that the fire dragon will be beaten so thoroughly. Could there been have some infighting amongst its kind? So Nihilister parts will mean that it'll be near the volcano will be after the battle with or towards the near end where Librio showed up. That's when the fight ended. Everyone stopped when she came out. Nihilister was damaged from the Valpals. Me, Rappy, Anise, Neon were damaged, as well as Noah, Isabel, and Haran. Dorothy wasn't there, I think. Johan was there, and Librio. It will make sense that Nihilister's parts will be the most damaged since she was the main enemy. Same for Chatterbox and Individia with her raptures near the Crown Kingdom, the castle. So, what I presume is that Leviathan or one of her squad mates are collecting these parts, and then, as Leviathan said, I gotcha, sister. If you know the story so far, and you're already here or past me, that Leviathan is putting these rapture parts into eggs. And these eggs.
I knew that.
And then after a while, a rapture pops out. usually trash, because Leviathan would just find trash quality from trash fractures. But since this is Nihilister, Indivilia and her scorpions, Chatterbox whiff after eating Nihilister. Yeah, so Chatterbox powered up by eating Nihilister a bit as well. And whatever has to be dug up from that second note.
It is not becoming.
So we might see a rapture having all of these abilities.
Not there. I knew that.
Maybe be able to talk as well. This looks like an EX stage.
Alright, moving in.
No.
Alright, moving in.
Any more shiny?
Oh right, not there. I knew that.
And doesn't look like it.
Proceeding to target.
I will turn everything into. Alright, moving in.
Where to?
When I get upgraded, I'll be able to say all sorts of stuff like, "You there, chop chop."
Birdie, from now on, call me Powered Up Laplace, will you? Because my power levels are about to go through the roof.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
I thought the upgrade procedure would be more or less instantaneous.
Even though the facility was kept fully intact, I still have to make some adjustments. It'll take some time, so in the meantime, try and keep Laplace and Drake out of trouble.
Without Maxwell to keep them on a leash, those two are going to be out of control.
This is bad.
Don't worry, Birdie. Even if something goes wrong, I, the upgraded hero, will take care of it.
This is kind of frightening. What if my power becomes too great? Would everything else in the world cease to have meaning? What a terrifying thought!
I feel the same way.
This is really bad.
It is.
Don't get ahead of yourselves. Keep tracking Leviathan. I'll be doubling as your operator, so don't try and be a hero out there.
The Admire's armaments are on standby.
What the? So that's how it looks like when it's 3 at once? I've only seen 2 at once. Well, 4. Because of me, I'm here. The Admiral's armaments are on standby.
Feel free to request a bombardment whenever you need it.
I'll make sure that every shot finds its mark.
We also have Anchor scanning the surroundings. Unlike Drake, she can detect objects, so that should prove helpful. Beep.
Looks like you've been ousted from your position, Drake.
It's not like there's that much machinery in this area anyway. My sensors wouldn't have been useful either way. Besides, none of this matters anyway, since I'll be getting a power upgrade. So there was a brief period where I didn't accomplish anything. So what? Power upgrade, power upgrade!
The prospect of us getting a power upgrade is exciting. So why do I find myself secretly wishing for it to fail somehow?
I understand how you feel, Rappy. I keep missing a word. I understand exactly how you feel, Rappy.
Oh, there's something ahead.
God, I'm on one side, and then I have to move to the other side for the NIKKE to show on the screen, and then no, it has to be here where I'm at. Where do I go?
Hold on. I'm picking up a whole bunch of heat sources. About 5 clusters grouped together. 20 to 30 readings each.
Could that be where the eggs are gathered?
Let's check it out. We might find some new information. Soon after,
Looks like I was right. There's a whole bunch of eggs here. Far more than what we saw before. But
Something seems off about this.
yeah, even though I'm not sure what.
don't they all seem a bit too neatly arranged?
Ah, that's it, Commander. I got too used to being around your messy room all the time. I forgot what proper organization looks like. Just kidding. Kind of. Anyway, you seem to be onto something. All the eggs are rather neatly arranged. They seem to be separated into zones according to size and shape. Small eggs on the right, larger ones in the center, and unusually shaped ones on the left. The texture, shape, and color of the shells on the left are different from the others. These eggs were almost certainly sorted and arranged with intention.
But didn't Leviathan say that she had stopped being hands-on with the eggs? And left them to their own devices? Seems to me she was lying.
Agreed. These were clearly organized with a purpose. The eggs in each of these separate zones most likely have similar contents. The only way to tell is to open them up.
I would say, might as well destroy them before something comes out. Just like in Dragon Ball, don't let your enemy power up. Finish them while they're powering up. Last time they all opened, we got close to them. Exactly, might as well finish them off right now.
Then, charge! Let's go!
The boss and Drake rush forward. Uh-oh.
Commander, how about we use these two as decoys?
Live decoys. I like it.
There's a change in the heat signatures. Looks like they're activating.
Oh,
Huh. That's interesting.
What is?
Whenever I had those two knuckleheads in tow, all of their reckless antics would drive me up the wall. But seeing them from afar, it's kinda amusing.
It's like they say, life is a tragedy when seen in close-up, but a comedy in long-shot. I think that might be a bit different.
where do I go? Down alone.
Laplace! Drake! Run!
Run, run, run!
The surrounding eggs erupt open all at once with an unpleasant splat. Countless raptures pour out. Here we go. I'll skip this one.
Situation contained. I'll examine the remains of the raptures. It's as we expected. Each rapture classification corresponds to a specific egg type. The larger and more ornate the egg, the higher the rank of the rapture inside.
which means that Leviathan has the technology to create enhanced fusion heretics.
Yes, that much is certain.
She was lying through her teeth.
I wouldn't be so sure. The best way to deceive someone is to use the truth as a smokescreen to hide what's actually important. I don't think everything she's told us was a falsehood. Rather, hidden under the layers of truth, there was something she didn't want us to know.
Makes sense. But why would Leviathan want to hide the fact that she knows how to create superior fusions?
She probably figured that if we caught her, we'd try to stop her.
It looks to me like she's trying to create a heretic.
That was my initial suspicion. But this process doesn't seem capable of producing a heretic. Fusing a NIKKE and Rapture together isn't something that can happen so easily.
That makes sense too.
She could be attempting to mass-produce Tyrant-class Raptures. Based on our conversation with her in the Crystal region, the four beasts don't have any control over the Raptures. Only after a behemoth transformed and grew larger was she able to manipulate them. If size is a prerequisite for controlling Raptures, then Leviathan decidedly has no pull over them. But those black snakes seem to be entirely under her command. I think it's evident that Leviathan created them using the dark matter. Following that logic, these Raptures that are hatched from these eggs, being made from dark matter as well, would also follow her orders. If she ends up being capable of mass-producing Tyrant-class Raptures, we won't be able to turn a blind eye to that.
True again. If she could produce these things on a mass scale, we'd be in a world of trouble.
They mentioned wanting to strike at the offsprings.
If the four beasts came calling with an army of Tyrant-class creatures in tow, even the offsprings would be in a tough spot.
Fortunately, only one Tyrant class has been confirmed so far. And it can't move outside of dark matter, so it doesn't seem like a major threat for the time being. But that may change depending on what comes out of these eggs next.
Alright, let's keep going.
I think I'll just do this EX stage and then one more story depending on
It is not becoming
how...
to rush. I will go slowly.
Wait. I should... Wait, no. It's locked.
Proceeding to target.
The gate is locked.
Coming.
Rappy thinking that Leviathan can't do a heretic will make sense in her point of view, but since I'm the player, the shark, I'm able to see ahead. I'm able to gather the notes, and these notes are telling me that Leviathan or whoever is collecting heretic parts this time, not just raptures, heretics, and then maybe some added NIKKEs, a little bit of rapture touch, and then some dark matter. I think a heretic will be born. And who knows who will control it? Will Leviathan control it? I don't think so. If it's going to have Chatterbox's personality, Indivilia's, Nihilister's personality into it, I don't think the born heretic will listen to anyone. It maybe do its own thing, maybe not even interested in this NIKKE rapture war. So who's going to be the boss right now? Or hopefully it's a boss. Bosses are way easier to do than... Oh yes. Crap. Look,
Tell me the down with those who would
I can only use one hand. Oh, that was kind of disappointing.
Securing victory for their subjects is a king's duty.
Of course, Cinderella does most of the damage. She is my strongest NIKKE as well, according to my power levels. Nihilister is my second.
All right, moving in.
Go and activate that. Oh, shiny right there.
The bubbles will show us the way.
How much? One more, and I'll call it for this video. It'll make sense. It's probably long
It is not
already,
becoming to rush.
and
I will
my
go
phone has no
slowly.
battery, so hopefully I can stay up all night so that my phone charges. I can upload the 2 parts,
Proceeding to target. Coming.
and then
Right, not there.
after I
as long
upload
as
the
we're
2
together.
parts, I'll
It is
Engaging with the
proceeding to target. Securing victory
maybe I'll
for their
do some
subjects is a
videos for
king's
my
duty.
main channel first, and then
bubbles
do
will
some
engage
more
with the
NIKKE.
Right, not what a truly beautiful story this
I
was.
think I will
I am
redo
most
part 1
pleased
of
with
the
proceeding
Siren
to
story
target.
because I need
It
to.
is not becoming to rush.
I messed up with
I will
the
go slowly.
recording with that. The audio was
The
terrible
bubbles will show us the way.
on the gameplay wise,
Encounter.
but
Bubbles will with this. We're one step
on my
closer to
end
our
it's
dream.
fine, but
It is
Engaging with the enemy.
the audio
securing
from the game
victory
is
for their
very
subjects
low
is a king's duty. It is
because
not
of
Engaging with the
other
enemy.
recording I was
We're one
accidentally
step
using.
closer to our dream.
I don't use that recording
The bubbles
anymore.
will show us the way.
I should delete it
The
soon.
bubbles will show us the way.
They are you right. Not securing
Or
victory
maybe
for their subjects is a king's duty.
after this.
Proceeding to
Where
target.
is the
Encounter.
next story?
The bubble with this.
I
we're one step
destroyed
closer
like
to our
10
dream.
raptors.
It is not becoming to rush. I will go slowly.
All right, moving in.
It is not becoming to rush. I will go slowly. All right.
I
not
swore
there.
that was a
I encounter. It is not
A
securing
shiny.
victory for their subjects is a king's duty.
The bubbles will show us.
Coming.
Oh,
It is
now
not-
there's
as
the
long as we're
shiny.
together, I will never fall.
All right, moving. Engaging with the enemy.
All right. As long as we're together, I will never fall. It is
I will turn
proceeding
I
to
missed
target. With this,
so much
we're one
daily
step closer
rewards
to our
of this.
dream.
Look how much more I could have
all right,
gotten from
not
this.
there. I knew that.
The
Mm.
bubbles will show
Oh
us the
yes,
way.
barely get that.
All right, not there. I knew that.
I will turn
It is not what a truly
I like
beautiful
that
story this
they
was.
tried to make it impossible for you to get into
Securing
the
victory for their
the
subjects
chapter
is a
stories,
king's duty.
but I was able to find a secret
All right,
way
not there.
to get
I
into
knew that.
the next chapter. And well, one of these chapters, I think it was 20 something. There was a story, but you're able to pass that story and do the raptures ahead. And I accidentally activated the rapture story ahead of the rapture story I was supposed to do. No notes. From the sky, from the land.
Proceeding to target.
And that's what all the beast is all about.
The bubbles will show us the way.
No more
All
shiny?
right, moving in.
Proceeding to target.
Okay, so
All right,
this
not there.
last one.
I knew that.
All right, moving in.
And then how many more? Ooh. Might as well just do this one and then finish it with part 3.
So I shall defeat them. All right, moving in.
No, I wanted to know about what happens in the surface. But oh well. A few days later in Ark.
Have you heard that paradise exists on the surface? A place where there's no such thing as exploitation or dishonesty. Where you can be whoever or whatever you want to be, free from limitations. A place where there is no oppression or deprivation. Where you'll always have a safety net, no matter what. Eden, the last paradise on the surface, welcomes you all.
The video ends, showing Dorothy seated at a tea table.
You don't like it, do you? I knew you wouldn't like it. I originally planned on giving you these huge angelic wings that would spread way out. Feathers would come fluttering down, and flowers would bloom.
It was good you didn't do that. Huh? Really?
Uh-oh.
Huh. When did I say these things?
It's all synthesized audio. I toyed around with some sound effects to mimic your voice as closely as possible. Honestly, it turned out way better than I expected, considering that the program was free.
We love free programs. Just like when I record my videos, I make sure that there's no more watermark, there's no paywalls on the editing or the limitations on how much you can record. I record so I can record for hours, but sadly I don't think the phone can record for hours. There is limitations on the phone. I don't think the recording apps I'm using has limitations. It's just the phone can't really process or have too much storage on just one video or application or whatever it is. The one I'm using for NIKKE, if you wish to do a NIKKE YouTube, is this one. The AEX recorder or screen recorder. So if you wish to do NIKKE, you can do that as well. You probably have to toy around with the audio settings as well, just like me. I have it where the the noises, the sound effects, the music are all at 15, I think, and then the voices, NIKKE voices are 40, I think 40 or 45. Might as well play it again.
Honestly, it turned out way better than I expected, considering that the program was free.
I see. Who wrote the script?
I did.
You really despise the Ark, don't you?
I'm not sure what you mean.
I'm not used to speaking this directly, but I like it. I like it a lot. All right, I'll hand over the channel to you. For one day, you can use it to say whatever you want.
Huh? But what about the ratings?
I don't care about the ratings. I was surprised with how much that sounded like something I'd say. I'm satisfied with your effort, and so I'll grant you a favor.
That's rather magnanimous of you.
And you, the one with the glasses.
And that is...
Yes?
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 The one who asked me for my autograph. Oh, that's me, Irie. Come here.
Irie approaches the magnificent Doro.
Hand me your phone. I want to get a closer look at your screen. Do I have to? My phone is kind of my personal property, you know? Does it look like I'm asking?
Yikes! Why are you being so menacing over a phone? If you're so interested in phones, I can lend you mine.
Irie, did you not hear me?
Irie hands her phone to my Barry. Irie hands her phone to Dorothy.
I'd appreciate it if you could give it back sooner rather than later. I'm waiting for an important call. I will.
Dorothy places her palm on Irie's phone screen and presses down.
Huh? How long do I need to hold down for it to read my information?
Dorothy knows. It will make sense since Dorothy and Burning Gram will make a deal about information. Dorothy probably wanted to know if anything available to or useful to Dorothy in any way.
About 5 minutes. I see.
For 5 minutes, silence fills the room. No one moves a muscle, save for Dorothy. Eventually, she removes her hand from Irie's phone.
Will that do? What's this all about? I told you before, I have no reason to hide anything from you. You seemed awfully curious about me, so I wanted to oblige.
Dorothy leans towards Irie, speaking softly into Irie's ear, but loud enough for everyone else to hear. She says,
Go ahead. Find out all you can about me.
"Oh my god. Oh my god.
What kind of person I am. What kind of life I've lived. And what the Ark did to me." It won't be easy. Best of luck to you. I'll try not to disappoint you. I'm sure you won't. All right, everyone. I'm sorry, but could you all leave now? I want to rest.
Oh, I'm sorry, but can we use your studio? The facilities here are really nice, so I was hoping that I could do some editing and other stuff.
Do as you please.
Oh, by the way, Dorothy, there's a whole bunch of stuff to eat in the fridge. Can I have some?
I'll turn on the air conditioning. Could I trouble you for a cup of tea?
Oh my god. I'll do the EX stage and
The bubbles will show us the
then
way.
cut the video for now.
Bubbles will show us engaging with the enemy.
So Dorothy is playing god. Since Dorothy knows she is way stronger than Anise, Neon, Irie, and Aristar, and Dorothy has nothing to hide. So Dorothy is just showing her colors as a true goddess,
All right, moving
if
in.
that makes sense. Basically, well, Anise does really hate the art. Even in her, oh god, the sacrificing robots.
Tell me down with those who would
Now is the time of true beauty.
In Anise's advice story, she'll really get into the point of, well, what's the point of this, what's the point of that,
down with those who would threaten
and a bunch of other things.
Fire at will.
Something like
Even when I'm preparing,
Anise is able to understand Dorothy as.
Let's keep going.
Anise is able to understand that perspective of Dorothy.
Fire at will.
Maybe not fully like Dorothy, but a good chunk of level just like Dorothy.
Down with those who would threaten. Now we must focus our attacks.
Reload.
I wonder what the art did to Snow White, Rapunzel, and Scarlet. Dorothy as well. And Red Hood. It basically all happened when, after the
Down with those who would threaten the kingdom. Ahead. Fire at will. The story will be rewritten into a tale
after
that's
the
happy and beautiful.
first invasion war, or whatever it is, where they protected the Ark for the first time from the Rapture hordes, Lillywise was sadly defeated. That's when Cinderella also destroyed the space station. The legendary commander's human. Oh, okay, I remember now. Since the Ark is fully built and the people are now relaxing in peace, no raptures to be seen, they then saw the pilgrims, or NIKKE, as, well, what's the point of them if there's nothing for them to do anymore? They already accomplished their mission, and that's that. So, like, subscribe. Goodbye.